Kali isn't just a goddess, she's a wake-up call. Her image is terrifying, but her power is liberating. She shatters illusions, breaks chains, and forces transformation. In today's world, where fear of change keeps people stuck, Kali is a brutal reminder: evolve or be consumed by your own attachments. But behind her fury lies deep wisdom and ancient truth that few dare to understand. Who is Kali really? And why is her energy feared as much as it is worshipped? Kali isn't just a goddess. She's a storm of transformation. Her name literally means time, and time destroys everything that isn't real. Her fierce appearance, dark skin, extended tongue, and a necklace of severed heads has nothing to do with violence and everything to do with liberation. She cuts away attachments, dissolves inflated egos, and forces growth. Those who fear her are actually afraid of the inevitable, change. But those who understand her role know that without destruction, there is no renewal. Imagine someone losing everything, only to discover their true strength in the process. That is Kali's energy at work in real life. Many see her image and think of chaos, but look closer. Kali dances on Shiva, her consort, showing that even supreme consciousness needs chaos to awaken. In yoga, this represents breaking old patterns to allow evolution. In life, it's like breaking free from self-sabotage. Think of someone walking away from a toxic job or leaving an abusive relationship. It hurts, but it's liberating. Kali teaches that destruction, when directed with purpose, is the key to rebirth. She is the ultimate purifier, ripping away illusions and leaving only what is real. Her devotees seek her to overcome fear and attachment because they know she doesn't sugarcoat the truth, she rips it wide open. Ever had that brutal moment of clarity where you realized everything you believed was wrong? That's Kali in action. Growth demands the courage to face what must be destroyed. But how did this force come to be in Hindu mythology? Now, that's a story worth knowing. Kali was born out of absolute necessity. During a fierce battle between the gods and the demon Raktabija, something terrifying happened. Every drop of his blood that touched the ground created a new version of him. No sword, no arrow could stop him. That's when Durga, the mighty warrior goddess, unleashed her rage, and from her forehead, Kali emerged. She wasn't there to negotiate. She was there to finish what no one else could. With blazing eyes and an insatiable hunger for destruction, Kali drank every drop of his blood before it hit the ground, ending the demon's endless regeneration cycle. This myth isn't just a war story, it's a powerful metaphor. Raktabija represents problems that keep multiplying when we only address them superficially instead of going to the root. Think about dealing with anxiety. Ignoring it or covering it up with distractions only makes it come back stronger. Kali shows that to truly overcome a challenge, you must face it head-on and absorb its energy until there's nothing left to feed the problem. Her arrival marks that moment in life when there's no more room for hesitation. Imagine being stuck in a cycle where every attempt to fix things only makes them worse. That's the call to awaken your Kali energy, to break the pattern, face the fear, and destroy what no longer serves you. But Kali doesn't act alone. Her connection to other deities reveals how different aspects of feminine energy work together in perfect harmony. Kali isn't an isolated entity. She's an expression of the supreme feminine energy, known as Shakti. Just as Parvati represents gentleness and Durga embodies warrior strength, Kali is the relentless force needed for transformation. But here's the key: they are not separate, they are the same essence, just expressed in different ways. It's like a person who can be kind to friends, firm at work, and fierce when defending their values. It all depends on what the moment demands. This connection between the goddesses reflects something real in life. We all carry different sides within us. There are times to be like Parvati, bringing peace and kindness. Other times, we need to be like Durga, standing strong to protect what matters. And when transformation becomes urgent, Kali steps in, cutting away whatever is blocking growth. Think of someone who makes a drastic change, quitting an addiction, starting over from scratch, or walking away from a path that no longer makes sense. That's the awakening of Kali's energy within us. Understanding this relationship between the goddesses means realizing that there's no contradiction in duality. Softness and fury, creation and destruction, love and detachment, all are part of the same flow. Life often requires us to shift from one state to another without fear. But if Kali represents transformation, what about the symbols that surround her? Her intense appearance isn't just meant to shock, every detail holds a deeper meaning. Kali's image might seem terrifying at first glance, but every aspect of it carries a profound lesson. Her necklace of severed heads isn't a gruesome trophy, it symbolizes victory over the ego and ignorance. Each head represents an illusion that keeps us trapped: pride, envy, fear, attachment. Her sharp sword isn't just a weapon, it's discernment, the ability to cut through illusion and see the raw truth. Those who understand these symbols realize that Kali doesn't destroy out of cruelty, she destroys to set us free. Her extended tongue also holds a hidden meaning. Many interpret it as a sign of shame after losing control, but there's a deeper perspective. It represents the annihilation of the ego and complete surrender to truth. It's like that moment of absolute realization, when a person suddenly sees that everything they once believed to be solid can be dismantled in an instant. As terrifying as it may seem, that surrender is the first step toward real transformation. Without it, we remain trapped in illusions and repetitive cycles. Another crucial detail is her dark skin, often seen as a symbol of death and the unknown. But this darkness isn't the absence of light, it's the vastness of the infinite, the primordial state before creation. Just like the universe was pure darkness before the first spark of light, Kali represents absolute potential, everything that has yet to take shape. But what does this darkness really mean, and how does it connect to cosmic power? That brings us to the next point. Kali's darkness isn't just any shadow, it's the very womb of the universe, where everything begins and ends. Before creation, there was nothing but this infinite vastness, and from it, everything emerged. Just like the blackness of space holds the stars, Kali's darkness holds limitless potential. That's why she isn't just a destroyer, she's also the source of renewal. Those who fear darkness fear the possibility of something new being born. But those who understand it see it as an invitation to the unknown, a fresh start without limitations. Many spiritual traditions talk about the power of emptiness, and Kali embodies this idea in the most radical way. When the mind is crowded with chaotic thoughts, there's no room for something new to enter. It's like a closet packed with old clothes. If you don't clear it out, there's no space for renewal. Life works the same way. Sometimes you have to accept the end of something without knowing what comes next. That leap into the unknown, that surrender to nothingness, is where real transformation happens. In yoga, many masters teach that inner silence is the key to unlocking this dimension. That's why Kali shouldn't be seen as a threat, but as an ally for those seeking growth. Her terrifying appearance is merely a reflection of human fear in the face of change. But if we look deeper, we realize that her role is to prepare us to transcend. Those who embrace this darkness with trust discover that there is nothing to fear. And that is exactly the lesson Kali teaches on the path of yoga. On the yogic path, Kali teaches the hardest lesson of all, overcoming the fear of death and transformation. Here, death doesn't just mean physical death, it's the closing of cycles, the release of what no longer serves us. Anyone who has gone through a major life change, a loss, a career shift, a breakup knows how terrifying it can be. But Kali shows that every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. In yoga, This is reflected in the practice of detachment, letting go of the temporary to connect with the eternal. Many yogis meditate on Kali to learn how to surrender to the flow of life without resistance. She teaches that pain comes from our struggle against the inevitable. Imagine trying to hold back a river with your hands. Impossible, right? But that's exactly what we do when we resist the natural changes in life. True power comes when we learn to flow, to trust that even in destruction, something greater is unfolding. In practice, this could mean accepting the end of a relationship without resentment or facing challenges without despair. That's why Kali is revered as the mother who destroys to protect. Her lesson in yoga isn't about gentleness, it's about courage. Those who walk with her learn to laugh in the face of uncertainty, to dive into the unknown without fear. After all, if everything that is an illusion must eventually fall away, why hold on? This is Kali's invitation. Let go, trust, and be reborn stronger. And now that you understand her true nature, the question remains, how can you apply this knowledge to transform your life? Kali doesn't ask for permission, she arrives to transform. Her energy isn't for the weak, but for those ready to break free from what's holding them back. And now that you know her true meaning, the real question is, are you willing to face your own shadows and emerge stronger? Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and if you want to keep exploring deep teachings like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your journey is just beginning.